InsideThunder.com. Powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Thunder made some history on this night. It's the first time that both Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant had at least 20 points and at least 10 assists in the same game. Russ ended up with 23 points, 10 assists, and Kevin Durant had 25 points and 10 assists along with 12 rebounds. So KD also had a triple-double. Serge Ibaka had a huge night with 23 points. He also had 10 rebounds, so it was a big, big night for the Thunder. They beat the Atlanta Hawks 107-94. Thunder ended up shooting 48.8% and holding Atlanta to 44.9. Atlanta shot a high percentage in the first half. Thunder played much better defense in the second half. They hit a lot of threes tonight. It was a good night. It's the fifth straight win for the Thunder here at Chesapeake Energy Arena, and they've won 7 out of their last 9 games. We, after the game, had a chance to hear from head coach Billy Donovan, also Nick Collison, and Kevin Durant.
Well, I really thought we, played very, very well in the first half on really both sides. I think we had 15 assists coming into the half. I thought we moved the ball. We shot a high percentage. I think we had a lead there, and the three-point line got us towards the end of the first half to cut it to 11. I thought defensively, the three-point line in the second half, our concentration and focus on that kind of got them back in the game. And they missed some shots late. Maybe it was a back-to-back, but still looking to try to get that consistency all the way through from start to finish. Kevin and Russell, I think they've set a great tone. Both those guys get 10 assists. And I think at times, these guys are really trying to play the right way, and they're doing all the things we're trying to do offensively. And I almost thought like there was just a couple plays, like we were really, really close to executing. It was a bobble ball, it was a loose ball. It got slapped to their hands. But both of them are really trying to do the right thing. So, I thought it was another step in the right direction. I thought our guys, did some really good things. But again, I think I said in here before the game that, the three things for us is defending the three, really trying to protect the paint in terms of layups and easy baskets, and then obviously trying to keep teams off the free throw line.
When your stars pass like they did tonight, does that benefit maybe Serge more than anyone? Because he's not really a guy that creates his own shot, but he had 23 tonight.
Yeah, I think it benefits everybody. It benefits everybody. I mean, Dion got a wide open three out of the corner. Dion didn't have a great shooting night tonight, but I thought for the most part, guys found him. He created a little bit. I thought Russell got the ball inside to Steven on a nice play coming out of a timeout, and Steven missed 2 free throws. Like, they're getting the ball to guys in good areas of the floor, and to your point, I thought Serge benefited from that, being open. And I think that's what happens, when Kevin and Russell draw a crowd. I think I said that before the game, and there's 2 guys committed to them, their ability to move the ball, and then at times Serge's ability to move the ball again. And I thought we were really trying to do that, but at times, like, it just wasn't executed great. We got balls slapped out of our hands, but they're really trying to do the right things, and I think we're getting closer and closer offensively to playing how I'd like to see us play.
It got really tight, I think, third quarter, and then Serge had 2 big blocks on, I think, 2 straight possessions. Just how big was that sequence and him kind of, restarting the momentum?
Well, I think playing against Atlanta, they're trying to do the things, I think, offensively that we would like to do, take advantage of the three-point line, attack the paint, and try to get to the free throw line. And, we did a pretty good job, I thought, in and around the basket, which was good, but it also left open some threes. I thought Bazemore had a couple that didn't go down, that were we were fortunate they didn't go down. Corver had one that didn't go down, but the three-point line got them back in the game. And our three-point defense, I think, for most of the year has been pretty good. This was a game where maybe there was a little bit of slippage there.
Billy, how have Russell and Kevin, they seem to enjoy passing the ball tonight. Does that come easy with trying to get them to play the way you're talking about playing? Did that come easy to get them to do that, or do they have to adjust much, or what's that process been like?
Well, the one thing I always try to talk about, and I've said this before about Kevin and Russell, they're really, really great workers, and I would say that our team, works very, very hard, and it's a great incentive when you have 2 players like that are sharing the ball the way they are, because when those guys are in practice and they're going to work, they're putting a lot of attention on, taking shots that they're going to get in the course of the game, and they're working hard to be ready to make plays, because Kevin and Russell make the game easy for those two guys. We had 24 assists. Those guys have 20 of the 24, and they're very, very willing passers. I think also what it does is it helps Russell and Kevin be efficient players, because you now have got to account for some other people on the floor, and they're maybe not always having to deal with such a crowd. And I think they've always been that way. I think both those guys want to win. They work too hard not to want to win. And I think that they understand that in order to do that, they've got to make the people around them better. And that's what I think great players do. Great players, to me, make the other people around them better.
Looks like the ball was moving so good today. A couple times Andre got the ball. He didn't just automatically shoot it. He put it on the floor and penetrated. Even though he only took one shot, it kind of got everybody out of position. They had to react to him, and he kicked to somebody else.
Yeah, I would say if they're really, really trying hard to do the things, that I'd like to see them do. And Andre, one of the things we've talked to him about is that, sometimes just settling for that three. He's 6'7", he's long, he's got a great first step, he's explosive, he can get to the rim. I thought he got into a couple tough situations early in that first half driving, where he's driving to the rim and now he's jumping off of one leg and realizing he doesn't have a shot. Now he's trying to find somebody in midair, and the defense is building back out. But his intention, that's what I'm saying, like his intention is the right thing, and that's what you want to see. Like, I feel like the intention of how those guys are trying to play together is there, and I thought right from the start we tried to pick up where we left off maybe the last game with in terms of our ball movement, and both teams shot a very high percentage in the first half.
Is there a level of satisfaction when you're able to close out a good team like the Hawks? This year y'all have had trouble at times in the fourth quarter, but tonight y'all were able to finish the deal.
Yeah, I think when a game comes down like that, a lot of times, different guys can make plays or make a shot. I mean, we happened to make some shots down the stretch. That, they didn't make some shots. That really what I thought was the difference in the game. Kevin made a big three at the top. Russell, I think, sealed it on another three. And again, I thought we got the ball to the right areas of the floor. Even when we went through that little run there with maybe 5 or 6 minutes to go, I didn't feel like we were stagnant. I thought we lost some balls. I thought we were in the front of the rim. Serge had a couple jump hooks there that just didn't go in. Steven missed a shot around we're getting the right shots. We didn't finish them. But I think, when you get into those situations where, you're missing or making shots, certainly it's got a huge impact, either for us if we're making them or against us if we're not. But I didn't feel like we were settling tonight for really high-level degree of difficulty shots. I really thought we were trying to do the right things, and I thought Kevin had some drives to the basket. He had some shots there where he missed some in the fourth quarter that he normally makes, but I thought he was getting really, really good looks. And we had a couple good defensive stances, and we had a couple stances that maybe weren't so good.
That's 2 consecutive quality wins, you could say. What's your philosophy or general philosophy in terms of momentum? Is this something you can actually build off of, or is it just a game-to-game instance?
Yeah, I think, people maybe talk about that. To me, it's just like the next challenge. I think, you start to think about, we don't need to get complacent. We don't need to embrace anything. I think I said this yesterday. We need to be really, really intentional in what we're trying to do. And that requires an enormous amount of concentration. It requires an enormous amount of focus, and it requires an incredible conviction and commitment to do that. And you sit there and say, okay, we got this down. We're moving the ball. And you're not intentional about it when the next game comes, you're not going to move the ball very well. We've got to get better from this game in terms of, what we did defensively from the three-point line. It's an area we can get better at, and we've been pretty good. The last couple games, Sacramento and this game, we haven't been as good as we've been. We need to get better there. I thought we protected the basket a little bit better. I thought we were giving up maybe too many easy layups at times, and I thought we were a little bit better tonight doing that. So there's things you just got to be intentional about in terms of what we're trying to do to create an identity. And so when you say momentum, that sounds great, but we've got to be intentional to build off of what we've done, and not look at these experiences over the last couple of weeks and not capitalize in terms of learning and growing from them.
Speaking of being intentional like that, Kevin comes out tonight, takes 1 shot in the first quarter, 5 assists, and I know you've talked tonight even about Russ and KD kind of leading by example like that, but is that an example of him trying to be intentional to kind of set the tone for the team? Yeah,
I really think so, and I also think too, there was a great play, and I told Kevin this, where he was ahead of the pack in Memphis, could have very easily gone in and dunked the ball, and he waited and he flipped it and gave it to Dion for Dion to go in, and Dion got fouled. Those are things to me, when you do those things, you create an incredible amount of connection and camaraderie and unity inside your team because everybody's sharing in it. I think Kevin and Russell, both those guys know, and everybody knows that in a lot of what we're doing offensively is going to revolve around those two guys. But trying to get them to maybe think about things at a higher level in terms of being efficient offensively. And it's not about necessarily the points, it's about the efficiency of how you get the points. And, Kevin scores 32 points or 34 points against Memphis, and he, was 11 for whatever he was, 15 or something from the field. Like, if you're efficient on a fewer number of shots, there's that much more to go around. I mean, he gets 25 tonight, and Dion Waiters took as many shots as he did. Like, that to me is an unbelievable level of sacrifice in terms of him making a commitment to the team, to himself, and to everybody that, winning is important to me. And when you do that, it creates, I think, a responsibility and accountability for everybody to want to raise their level of play because you've got your two best players doing that.
Nick, you guys get wins the second time you see both Memphis and Atlanta. Is that seeing them, being more familiar, or is that how this team has grown over the last couple weeks?
Well, I just think the last two games we've played much better basketball, much higher quality on both ends. We're passing the ball a lot better. We're getting better shots, and I thought the difference in our game tonight against Atlanta, the first time our second efforts on the defensive end were a lot better. They really spread you out, make you guard multiple actions. They set a lot of screens, make you communicate, and we were able to cover up a lot of that stuff a lot better than we were the first time.
What adjustments did you guys make defensively after first they're driving, getting to the rim, and then all of a sudden they're knocking down threes? What was the key there?
Well, I mean, the way they play, the ball's going to find the shot. So I just think we were more solid in all phases, and we were getting them covered up, and they weren't getting any open looks. I think if there's breakdowns, that's what results in either layups or the open threes.
Trying to do, and obviously you guys are trying to share the ball a little more tonight. You come out 5 assists in the first quarter, 1 shot. Do you feel like that you can set a tone for your team when you come out and do that?
Yeah. I just try to play the game and make it simple for myself. I knew last time they were expecting me to be aggressive and score every time I got the ball, so I just tried to switch the game up and get Serge open, get Russ shots, get Steven shots, and I think it's contagious, when your top guys do that. So Russell did a great job of setting the tone, and I was able to get some, be aggressive and make some plays, and it opened it up for me at the end of the game.
When you and Russ passed that, how much in particular does that benefit Serge? I think you assisted on 3 straight in the first quarter. It seemed to really get him going.
Yeah, I mean, Serge is, when any of our bigs are in the game, they set great screens and they make themselves available afterwards. So Serge is different from the rest of our bigs because he can shoot out to the three-point line. So he was able to knock some shots down. He was aggressive early, and he got us going offensively.
Can you talk about the defensive job he did on Paul and Al? You seem to be able to shut both of them down.
Yeah, Biggs did a great job. I mean, we just played him last week, and we watched film on some things we could have corrected, and Steven did a phenomenal job on Al Horford and limiting him to, I guess he was 3 of 14, and that's big for Steven to come out there and play that way against an all-star. So, he takes pride in it. Serge did a good job on Millsap as well, and I think last game we kind of overreacted to Kyle Korver. He's a great player, great shooter, but we still had to stick with our principles, and tonight we made that adjustment.
It seemed like the last 18 minutes they kept making runs. Was there a common thread in the reason why you guys were able to fend them off each time?
Yeah, man, they made like 4 threes in a row, I think. And Kyle Korver falling out of bounds, hitting threes, and Al Horford making threes. So we just had to stay the course. They weren't getting in the paint like they were last game, and so we knew at some point, you get tired legs on the back-to-back, no shots aren't going to fall, and we just stuck with our principles and we kept playing and we made plays on the other end.
Is it fun for you personally as a ball player? Is it fun when you play like that? You distributing the ball instead of shooting maybe as many as you used to?
I don't really shoot as much as you think I shoot.
I wasn't trying to infer anything. I think 14 shots is all you took, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
19 of them.
Yeah, I can shoot whenever I want, and that's worked hard to get that. Get that privilege. But I just try to play the game, like I said, as simple as possible. It is fun. It's just fun playing and just seeing the game slow down for you. I think that's when things started to get really fun. So, I just got to make the right plays. You never know. Tomorrow they might you know, get me one-on-one and have to go score. So, you know, I just try not to be this, you know, try not to come into a game looking and saying like, all right, I got to score 30 points or I got to get 10 assists. I just got to play how the game is being played off the floor of the game, and we'll see what happens.
You feel like you all are gaining that chemistry now, gaining a nice rhythm?
Yeah, I think everybody's falling into their roles pretty well, and we've seen what works for us. You know, Memphis game, we did a great job just playing together and moving that ball and driving the ball to the paint and letting the paint dictate where the shots come from. So tonight we did the same thing. You know, we didn't settle. We kept it going in the fourth quarter. We got the ball moving. We got easy shots. So, you know, when they made the run, we didn't panic. We just kept going. Part of that is being at home, but at the same time, we still got to play. And I think we did a good job of just staying the course.
You guys ran that back. Is that a special mark at all?
I didn't know that. I guess so. Yeah. You know, any accomplishment in the NBA, man, is incredible. You know, because this is the only place I dreamt of being when I was a kid. So to, you know, set, you know, I guess personal goals for myself is amazing. So just got to keep going.
Your eyes open wide on that transition three. Nobody came over to you.
Oh, yeah. Russell did a great job in running, and they opened it up. Tyrell had to make a decision, and he knows. He knows. Yeah, so he'd been here before, and Russell, either I was going to get an assist or I was going to pull up. So I seen it open, and I was like a kid at a candy store, man, and, you know, I knew that busted the game open for us. So it was a good rhythm shot.
A couple possessions before that, Billy called that timeout where you were coming down in transition, looked like you wanted to pull up. I mean,
definitely was going to pull up on that one. And glad he called the timeout because I'm sure that would have been a bad shot. I might have tried a one-leg shot that one. But, yeah, I was going to pull that up. And I just got to get used to him calling those timeouts mid-possession. It's kind of different. And but it was good. It slowed us down. It kind of relaxed us a little bit. We was able to get a good shot coming out of the timeout.
Is there a sense of satisfaction in being able to close out a good team in the fourth quarter this year with the struggles y'all have had late?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's a make or miss league, you know. But tonight we did get the ball moving pretty well. We got it on the second side, and we was able to shift their defense a little bit. We didn't play total ISO ball, but I like when we play ISO ball because we got two of the best ISO guys in the league, and myself and Russell, and Dion's pretty good as well. So, you know, we got to have a good mix of, you know, playing both. But tonight we used our other side, which was, you know, getting the ball moving. Guys were screening for each other. We were making the right plays.
KD, Nick Collison, and the head coach. The Thunder getting on an airplane, flying off to Utah. They'll play the Jazz Friday night, so the second night of a back-to-back, and then they will play the Jazz again right back here on Sunday night. But the Thunder looking good now. As we said, they've won 7 of their last 9 games and 5 straight here at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Keep it right here. We'll keep you updated on InsideThunder.com.